So, another round of FTL? How about a round of Engi Cruiser B? I believe the only thing I have recorded on Engi Cruiser B is a last stand victory. And I'd like to probably do a whole run on this. The ship is unique. Now, you might notice my lips aren't moving as I'm talking here. That's because this was a stream, and no one showed up on my stream until towards the end. So I didn't duck. I probably should have, but I was busy concentrating. So I board the station, look for survivors, and I find Chris. Great. He caused me to change the strategy. I was going to flood the ship with vacuum, but I decided, well, I might as well put him in engines because the evasion helps, especially with this ship. Pledge to do what you can. I really don't have any bombs, so I won't be able to do that quest unless I pick up a bomb on the way over there. This ship's weapon loadout, to begin with, it starts with 2 support weapons instead of any type of main attack weapon. A heavy ion is a support weapon, and a heavy laser is a support weapon. They don't carry your ship. The first thing you need to do is try to collect the 7 to 50 scrap to upgrade your shields and shuffle some power to use them. Ow, he's got a heavy. See right here, his support weapon right there on that drone is a heavy Mark 1. And his main weapon is a charge laser. Or a chain laser, sorry. So, this ship requires you to hit with the heavy ion for 2 ion damage, and then right away hit something with the heavy laser. Before the ion damage fades at 10 seconds, the heavy laser will charge back, because I think it's an 8-second weapon. Then you'll hit something else. Then you have to wait until the heavy ion hits again. Heavy ion is 2 ion damage, but it's a 13-second weapon, so you can never stack its damage. It can only ever take down 1 shield. Or stack ion damage with weapons that already do ion damage. But its 2 power and 13-second charge make it pretty shitty. Even the chain ion. See, right now I just spent 50 scrap on the shield. So now if I can just power it, I'll have 2 shields, and the ship isn't as squishy. The ship really starts squishy. And it's not even the lack of crew that makes it bad, because you get system repair drones. It's the fact that it just has shitty weapons, and that 1 shield to boot, with the slow charge up time. Not the heavy. The heavy actually has a quick charge up time, but if you turn on the system, the anti-personnel drone, it actually shows you where intruders are, which is useful. But I couldn't turn it on right there. I needed the shields. So if you don't hit with that initial heavy ion in Sector 1 when everyone has 1 shield, then, except if the rebels catch you, then they'll have 2 shields, then you're screwed, because you have to wait another 13 seconds for the ion to charge again. And if you do that, especially if they have a Leto, they're probably going to get 3 more fires off on you at that time. They'll get 1 Leto off initially, then you'll have to ion the shields and try and hit the weapon systems. The second shot needs to go to the shields. Then the ion damage has to go to the helm. You have to get 100% hit ratio with both those weapons for it to do anything for you. 2 support weapons. It's a real shitty setup. If this ship started with a heavy Mark II, 3 power 2 shots, that's still technically a support weapon, but it would carry you through sectors 1 and 2, especially with the heavy ion. And that's not really that overpowered. That would be my suggestion for the ship. Change the heavy Mark 1 to a heavy Mark 2. Therefore, you would start with 5 weapon bars. People might think that's a little overpowered, but I don't. They'd be like, no, that would be fine. Or don't even start. Yeah, it would start with 5 weapons, and it might be useful for that, considering it starts with no crew. So there you go. 5 weapons but no crew, and the drones. That's how I would balance this ship, because this ship will cause you endless frustration. Starting strategy, like I said, get level 2 shields, try to find a better weapon. And also, try to buy a defense drone as quick as possible, because your weapons charge so slowly, and you can't do anything with your heavy laser until your heavy ion goes, that Leto missiles are going to rape you. Repair drone. And I get a combat drone. If I had more drones, the combat drone would go in my second drone slot other than a second system repair drone. But as it stands, I don't. The drones are too limited for me to waste combat drones on. And thus I didn't put it in the hotbar. But it was something that I was okay to have, because if by Sector 3 I didn't find a weapon, you know, that's something to keep. That's my only other means of attacking. My only way to get through 2 shields would be that weapon. Like the Engi Class A has that weapon, but it starts with a heavy ion at least. Ion Burst 2, which is a fantastic starting weapon. This ship almost is a practical joke as far as its weapon loadout. The only weapon loadout I hated more was Kestrel C with its stun ion and double lasers. Oh, 5 hull points repaired. Now see, that was useful. So I'm on my way to the quest. I need a bomb. If I don't get a bomb, I'm not going to be able to do anything with that quest. Was it a stress down there? And another repair drone event. Okay, so I get a hull missile. I took some damage, but I got a hull missile out of that. I've had 2 events now with the drones, which is fantastic. Like I said, these drones, they start you with... They're very common events that use these drones, so I can't argue that these drones have value. But in most FTL runs, you won't buy them in the store, because you won't want to spend 30 on a system repair drone or 35 on an anti-boarding drone. You just won't do it. You'll probably spend 30 scrap and get long-range scanners instead. See, lead if I notice you. I have missiles, but I don't have the bombs, so it's not going to work. You can't bomb their key structures. Because I think you need a bomb for that. Like, I think a firebomb works really well there. I think it's a firebomb would work there. And I want to say a firebeam would, but I've never tried, so don't quote me on that, please. Anyway, the second shield's paying for itself already, and I just would like a defense drone. That's the strategy. Second shield, defense drone. And from there, strategy number 3, hope for weapon drops, or hoard your scrap and hope for a store that has something. I've played this ship and gone through 4 sectors where I found the shop in every sector, even the red sectors, and even the nebulae, and guess what? Not a single shop was selling weapons. That was extremely frustrating. Even in an abandoned sector, you find the shop, it wasn't selling anything I needed, just drones and systems and subsystems and some augments that weren't useful for this ship. Can't imagine how frustrating that is. So, this ship is probably the second worst ship as far as requiring RNG. Of course, I'm gonna fend for myself and escape. I'm not gonna bribe the rebels. There's like maybe I'm guessing a 1 in 3 chance that they'll give you something when you bribe the rebels. One time I bribed them for 13, and the colonists gave me 10 scrap back. I was like, well, okay, this was a wasted jump, and I lost 3 scrap. Other times they give you nothing. And then there's another time they might give you some other things, like another reward, but it's better just to fight and escape. To bribe the rebels is... The odds are so stacked against you that you'll get anything good. Don't do it. This is how pro players play, man. Unless they're going for, like, special runs. Like, always be the good guy. You know, oh, well, see, emergency respirators, that also gets me thinking, maybe I could flood the ship if need be and run to the med bay, because now I have emergency respirators and I'm only going to take less suffocation damage as I run there. All I would need is upgraded doors and stall the advancers if they teleport somewhere like the weapons. Now, see, long-range scanners are tempting. Look, another heavy ion. That's all I need. Technically, you could stagger the heavy ions, but you still wouldn't be able to. You would be able to stack the damage that way if you did that. You could do 4 ion damage every 13 seconds, and that's faster than an ion bomb, but it would require 4 weapon power. So, I sold the drone and the missile. The drone I was debating. I was thinking, oh man, do I want to sell that or not? But I wanted the defense drone, and that's my strategy here. Get a defense drone. As you can read by the caption, the stream cut out there, and I had to wait for it to come back. And the audio is a little bit different here because it recorded a little differently, but that's fine. So free stuff. Free stuff is good. So, again, I talked during this run, but only towards the end. I'm looking at my fuel. My fuel is a little bit risky. So, Want to maximize the store, want to find something there, gotta risk it. And right here, 1 fuel for 4 missiles. Like, what the hell, I have 2 fuel left. But I did it anyway because there are events that require missiles and maybe I could sell them. And I'm 1 jump from a store, I might as well buy fuel and find out if there's anything there. I got 70 scrap. And this fuel, this sucker's dead. It's got an ion intruder and a system repair. Backup battery, which is useful, but not for what I'm going for. Might as well just buy the fuel and hope for something else. Could sell the emergency respirators or the reactor booster, but I kept it for now. I'm not going to booby trap the cashier because I'm looking for items. Otherwise I would, because 2 extra jumps is useful. But this ship doesn't have a good starting armament, so I'm trying to get items in which to sell. In asteroid fields I don't sweat too much because that can actually work in your favor. Because your heavy requires the shield to be down, I don't have to wait the 13 seconds if an asteroid hits their shields. I can only wait my weapon charge time. So right now I'm just waiting right there. I get an opportune asteroid. Now, he's got flak on the way, which is a bit upsetting. Oh good, his shields room's on fire. That's always nice. Kick his ass. I hate this setup, but how many times do I have to say yes? Killed that shield just before it came back online, and 3 missiles and 2 fuel. 3 fuel and 2 missiles. Good thing I have my 2 shields in this asteroid field. Can I maximize the store? Looks like I can get 2 jumps before it. Well, ion laser, one more time. Maybe I can get an opportune asteroid to help me out. And the heavy laser can go off before the ion does. Oh, that would have been a good time. Do I get a dodge? I do get a dodge. Oh look, his shield's down. Let's shoot his shields. Wait, dodge chance? Shields. My shot just hit an asteroid. Ugh. Talk about frustrating. At least I missed. Oh, but the asteroid is now hit. I get done in by rocks. Let's try again. Oh, what? That's the 2nd time my heavy laser has been hit by an asteroid. I think the game is trolling me at this point. Your shields are now down. I got pelted by his heavy, right in the oxygen. My oxygen room's on fire right now. But without his shields, or his maneuvering, I think the asteroids will do him in just fine. Yep. A fuel and a drone part. Yeah, or just vent that for that little drone to work out a little bit easier, and looks like I have no more fires on board. With 100 scrap and a single jump to the store. Well, I think I actually have another shot for that store, but maybe we can get the distress too. Cloaking. Scrap recovery armor. No, the defense scrambler. I could sell the anti-drone. So why not? And emergency respirators, I'll keep those. It could be useful if I flood the ship and then beeline the med bay. Although I probably could afford cloaking if I tried. Selling both augments, I could get cloaking. That is tempting. I think I'll hold off. I think I need a better weapon. Yeah, I had another jump in me. I bet I could hit that distress beacon. Maybe. It's unlikely, actually. I might have to ignore it. Considering where that exit is. That exit only has one beacon. Yeah, and look, I have to get up to that one. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to gauge that. I'll get as many in as I can, but I might have to ignore the distress. If that connected, I'd be better off, but it doesn't. Sector has to pull one of those on you. Because it's a troll. I think I'm going to ignore the distress. Another system repair drone. Well, fantastic. 3 of those online at once would make you almost damage-proof. I am friendly, but I accept your surrender. Another distress. I don't feel so bad about skipping the bottom one. If only that bottom beacon connected to the exit. Of course we're going to help. Me and my 2 shields make me a lot less squishy. Mantis, huh? Oh, deal with the drone. I'll supply support fire. Shields down. I should probably hit shields. No, oh, I missed. That's the problem with this ship. 1 shot per weapon. And if they both miss, that first shot has to hit. See if I control his maneuvering a little bit. There you go, he couldn't dodge that. Unless he had level 3 piloting, which is unlikely. He can't dodge now anyway. So let's just troll him even more. Not being able to dodge is nice when their weaponry can't hurt you. I mean, when you make them not be able to dodge. Oh, my shot didn't make it in time. Well, we tried. You still can't dodge. Dunk. It didn't actually hull breach, so... Contact the civilians. They made a fast retreat. And look, a store. How much you want to bet there's some really cool weapons there? Like 3 burst 2s for sale. I could buy 2 of them. Actually, if I sold my other weaponry, I might have 240 scrap. And the augments. That would be worth it. His flak is annoying. The fact that he has 4 shots is annoying. But I hull breached him and took that offline. If this shot hits as well... Oh shit, the shield is still up. Okay, there we go. I love the hull breach chance. I just wish Heavy Laser Mark II only took 2 power instead of 3. A repair burst. I'll take it. I'll take it because I could sell it. Although I have. Let's board the station. There's nothing here. I have beaten the game with that online, actually. Very useful. Fuel! A message from the fuel gods. A messenger from the fuel gods. Pirate controlled, I'm thinking. I have a defense drone, so rocks can bring their missiles on all day. Pirates have a potential for double reward, and it gives me more options. Oh. Well, I only have 8 fuel, but thanks to that fueling station. Otherwise I would have had only 1 fuel right now. Of course we're going to attack the pirate. Hey, burst 2. Is that a burst 1? Or, I mean, that's a burst 3, but is that a... It's not a burst 2, is it? No. Can I miss one of his shots? I can. I have leveled up engines and piloting now. There's an extra 10%. I'm actually quite fortunate that this ship in Sector 3 only had 1 shield. In Sector 3 they start having 2 shields, which makes them impossible to attack with this setup. I'm not quite happy. Oh, fire in the engines. With that I haven't actually upgraded anything yet. We found King with 3 fuel and 2 missiles. We'll give King shields. It's always nice to be more tanky.